Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Thursday, the 23rd of July, comes to you from London. And we saw the US stock market increasing further last night, just rising further. So we're seeing a lot of green on the screen today. The dollar index is actually still sinking lower now, just starting to look like testing this March low. And if we look at euro dollar, that has actually managed to break significantly the March high. So we're seeing euro strength, dollar weakness still being very much a theme. And if we look at sterling, we're sitting at 127 against the dollar, so we've really climbed quite a bit higher there. So dollar weakness really showing through there. However, against the euro, sterling is weaker. We're below the 110 level, so we're just seeing that steady decline in sterling against the euro. Remembering this is my long term, my medium term, and my short term view, weekly, daily, 60-minute charts. So if we take a look at Bitcoin, we saw that we just edged higher, sitting at $9,500. That's bullish on that short-term chart. Will give us an upside target on this column here. Just hit the V key. Not yet activated, but it does look like we could break the 10,000 level again. If we can break to new highs, we activate quite big upside targets for Bitcoin. The S&P 500 index is looking still very bullish, having broken that June 8th high, and the Nasdaq, of course, also looking very strong, just continuing a steady rise ever since the low that we saw in March, and the Dow was up 0.62% yesterday as well. The futures, we're seeing the Nasdaq and the E-mini up. We see the S&P E-mini up 0.5%, and the Nasdaq future up 1%. So just does suggest a higher opening today, and that means that the VIX volatility is steadily falling. So we're seeing that market concern just lowering. We are still at much higher levels than we saw at the start of the year, but we are seeing the VIX lowering. And if we look at the UK market, the FTSE future is up 1% this morning. The DAX cash market is up 0.8%, so European markets rising higher, and the CAC Quarante up 0.9%. Japan was down 0.5% overnight. The Hang Seng was up 0.8%, and the Shanghai Composite was up 0.2%. So we are just seeing there some weakness overnight, but overall we're holding on to the gains that we've seen earlier this month. The Sensex in India is up 0.73%, just starting to get into long-term bullish territory, and the Aussie market was up 0.33%, still looking pretty strong, although the long-term chart is not yet recovered anywhere like the major markets. Gold is rocketing. We see gold up at $1,884. Really massive week this week. 1920 is the 2011 high, and we're seeing targets really now breaking that, so looking very strong indeed. Silver is down 0.5% this morning, but again, massive move on the chart this week, so looking very strong indeed. And US 10-year yields just sinking lower, down to 0.059%. So we're just seeing bond yields just falling further there. Taking a look at the energy mix, it's a sea of green this morning. We're seeing the Brent crude chart is looking stronger. We're heading back to that $45 level. We've got targets to $45. So we're bullish on this chart this morning. And WTI is up 0.33%, also just pushing for new highs with lots of upside targets. US nat gas sitting at $1.69. But we do have a downside target to 167. We saw a little bit of a rise yesterday, waiting storage numbers today, of course. Coal is holding steady at $60.70, so we're seeing that still holding on to its gains. And emissions, actually a weak spot, still a little bit of a sell-off, but we have activated this upside target to 28.75. So just watch this 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart's vital for watching emissions prices. Taking a look at MBP, we're up 2% this morning, starting to see a little bit more wandering into recovery zone, and TTF front month is back above €5, so there's a little bit of a relief there as well. And winter gas is unchanged at the moment at €11.10. But again, the long-term situation looks like recovery, but we are just bearish on that short-term chart. German power is up 0.5% this morning. Is up 1/3% this morning, so actually looking stronger there as well. So we might be seeing a turnaround. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.